Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session, The Ripple Effect, How a Confident Mom Shapes a Confident Child. We are in Australia here, so I want to begin by acknowledging the Indigenous people as the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather for today's event. I'm currently on the traditional land of the Naruk clan of the Boon Wurrung people, who are part of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. Now, we have a few housekeeping rules before we start this session. This session is being recorded, so please put your phones on silent and feel free to add your questions in the chat. We'll get to them once the session is complete. All right, let's begin. My name is Tribly Dsouza. I'm the founder of Nino Mondo. It's a platform supporting mothers navigating the intersection of parenthood, career, and selfhood. And I'm honored to welcome today's guest, Priya Amulraj. Am I saying your last name correctly, Priya?
Yeah, you are, Tribly,
Okay.
yes.
So Priya is a TEDx speaker. She's a life and career coach, and she herself has gone through a very transformative journey. And she is a very powerful voice on women's leadership and how women can transform themselves. So Priya, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited that you have agreed to share your time. It's very late here in Australia, but I'm really grateful that you have so generously agreed to share your time and share your story, your wisdom and insights to our community of mothers.
Thank you so much, Tribly, for this wonderful opportunity. It's been really lovely connecting with you just to know your vision of where you want to take this platform to. I'm really amazed by everything. So let's get this started. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. So let me introduce everyone, say hello to everyone. Hi, everyone. Okay, now it's like so many people have started joining in. Okay, that's so lovely. Hi, everyone. Hello, beautiful souls here. So we are currently tuning in from Melbourne. So it's about 8:30 p.m. here. And I believe people are from different parts of the world and really amazing to see that each and every one of you here have been doing your best. I know you would have been doing so much. Maybe you have already done so much for the day, probably tired from the chores that you have been doing with the work, family, 1,000 other things. In fact, million other things, so sometimes it's here as well, right? Million other things just running here. And yet you're choosing yourself, right? That's so powerful. And I can see each and every one of you here that you're doing amazing. So let's just take a moment to pat ourselves that, oh my God, I'm so amazing. I'm just amazing. I'm just trying my best. Can we do that once? Just patting yourself. Yeah.
Let's do
Okay. Can I? Lovely. Can I have you participants to just turn on your video if you can? That would be really amazing. Yeah. So sorry about that. Thank you. And okay, so have you ever noticed, you know, when or how your child really mirrors your energy? Your calmness, your stress, your joy. That's the ripple effect. Because the confidence that we carry as moms, they don't just stop with us. It becomes our child's inner voice. And tonight we are going to explore how your confidence becomes your child's foundation and how to strengthen that while balancing your career, motherhood, and your own dreams. That's what we are going to do today. And how many of you feel excited? You can type E in the chat box. Just E in the chat box, please. Okay, lovely, Neha. I can see you. Thank you. Taylor says E. Beautiful, beautiful. And I would also love to know where are you all tuning in from? Is just would love to understand where the major audience are from. Is it in Melbourne or is it from different parts of country? Which country are you from? Or maybe the state or the city that you're comfortable sharing? Agnani, could you please mute yourself, sweetheart? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, that's lovely. Anyways, let's just get this started. So,
So, Priya, could you share your story? You are so energetic. How did your journey go from overwhelm to what you now call the ripple effect?
Oh yeah, it has been truly a journey, truly, I would say, because there were many times where I completely felt invisible. I was saying yes to everything, was saying yes to so many requests, even meeting friends, just to keep up that status quo, oh, we have to be there, meeting people and attending every events possible. Though it didn't align with my values, few of those events, I still said yes to it. Few friendships, though it was draining my energy, I thought, okay, maybe it's just one off. Let me give a try. Juggling the deadlines with the work, daycare runs, drop off, household chores, which is never ending, right? On the
True.
outside, I was just smiling. People, oh, she's happy. But inside, I know that I was silently just grading myself from to the poorest ranking. Not patient enough, not good enough. I'm a terrible mom. I'm not present enough. I couldn't even handle myself. I can't be a good mother. I remember taking my client calls, with my toddler crying in the cot. That did happen. Eating my lunch, standing in the kitchen counter, and still feeling like I hadn't done enough at all. I have not done enough. I'm not a good mother. You know, then one evening, what really happened was, Tribly, as I was, rushing through the dinner, were definitely not present, with my phone in my one hand, and my little one, she just dropped her spoon and then sighed, ah, silly me. And exactly, though it's pretty common as they go to daycare, but I know for sure that she's been copying from me, because exactly the way I had been talking to myself all week, it just made me freeze. And in that instant, I realized that our children, they just don't become who we tell them to be, right? They become who we are. It's like the monkey see, monkey do, right? That's what has been happening. And even before that, there were so many times where I know, I've been trying my best, but couldn't balance myself emotionally. But everything I started understanding slowly, oh my God, these beautiful angels have come to my life only to teach me, how better I can be as a person and all of those things, right? And that particular incident, it completely changed everything, where I promised myself our home would be a ripple place, where it's going to be a ripple of calm and confidence, because I want my child to be confident. I want them to be really calm, to be able to handle the situation with calmer, mindset and all of that. And now with AI and everything coming up, these are the skills that's even more important. What is going to make you differentiate out of everything else that's in the market that is coming up? So many things are coming up on the way, but there are certain differentiation factor, right? And this is one of those skills, right? And that's where, okay, how can this all be possible? Somewhere it has to start, right? And I know for sure I can't really expect my partner to do that, because am I here just be questioning myself, are you? Why would I listen to you when I'm not the person, right? Somewhere it has to start. And that's when I took the initiative of, okay, let me be that person. It's okay. I don't want to cry anymore, be a victim, do the pity party. I'm done with it. I'm just done. And then when I worked on myself, I understood this two beautiful concept of taking full responsibility for your life, taking your remote control from everybody else that you've given to, could be the situation, could be the people. Take your remote control from them. Give them the empty remote control with no battery, and let them do fine tune it, and you're not going to move. And these few lessons really really help me on how, for anything that happens in life, I hold the responsibility on how I behave, things like that. These are the things that really made me go on this journey. And that's when I promised I had to be that person to start making the small shifts. Things like very simple things like, taking deep breath before just reacting. Earlier I would just react, and I would be just feeling guilty, all that victim mindset. Only it's happening to me, only like this, blah 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 blah, everything would happen, right? But then, and I was also analyzing, is it really an emergency? Should I immediately react or respond? That's one learning that I got from Becky, where just understand, is it an emergency? That really also helped me. Saying one kind thing to my own self. Earlier, I used to be like, I'm the terrible one. I can't get this done. I'm such a procrastinator. I can't do things. I used to tell all those negative things to me. But I learned few things where I have to be really kind to myself. Even if I make mistake, will I approach the same way to my child? I still can. I still have the choice. But if I do that, she would also be like me. And I don't want that. Somewhere it has to change. Then I started the same applying it in my life, where anytime I make a mistake, I wouldn't say silly me, terrible me, all of the, oh my God, okay, that's a learning for me. I would really change how I approach that situation. Instead of criticizing me, I would only take it in a different direction where I'm just learning, things like that. And I would also say, feel that gratitude, especially before going to bed, waking up in the morning, gratitude, doing the gratitude with my children before going to bed, as soon as they wake up, anytime they get any new things like that. Nothing dramatic, but just a gentle, consistent ripples of change. These are the simple change that really help me. And within weeks, the mornings felt so much lighter, fewer tears, more giggles. I was literally able to feel that. And even my tone at work, it just softened. How I used to respond has gotten better instead of reacting. And I spoke with more clarity instead of expecting from my partner to just get things right. I started communicating with clarity, with some action plan, so he can also understand. Treating him like a baby, it's okay. He doesn't, instead of thinking that, okay, as an adult, he's supposed to do this, as my partner, he's supposed to learn that, know that. Yeah, no, no such dramas. It's okay. For me, my mental peace is really important. It's okay. Even if I take one more minute to explain him clearly, I'm more than happy to do it. These are the mindset shifts that also really help me. So I was able to avoid all those guilt and other thing, yeah. And the more I softened my inner voice, I was literally able to feel that the calmer my children became. I was able to feel that. And that's when I realized confidence isn't something that we teach our children. It's something they catch from us, right? Yeah.
That's very good. There are so many things that I want to unpack them gradually as you speak, but I have a feeling that you would have probably thought about covering them in this session. Just in case you don't, then I will come back to those things because I've been making notes of them as you were speaking. And there's some profound things you mentioned about mindset shifts, about taking back the remote control of your life, which you may have inadvertently given to people without realizing that um, these are true things, but we don't see it that way. But the moment you define it, that my life's remote control is with someone else, and they're pressing the buttons, and I'm getting angry, or I'm getting irritated, I'm stressed, I'm frustrated. So we understand now, based on what you said, that it's important that the moms be confident and calmer such that the children can see that. And you mentioned about how you would say, I'm not enough, I'm terrible. And I want to understand, like, this is this inner critic, the negative voice in our head. Like, how can someone, especially once you become moms, the pressures just extrapolate, they go exponentially high. So how can we begin to break that weak voice in our heads and then start building that confidence?
Yeah. So, of course, let's start talking about that, about that voice that's in our head, right? The one that's always grading us. from 0 to 10, to from 0 to 100, always grading us. You're not good enough. You lost your temper again. Such a terrible mom. See, you just started yesterday and still you couldn't cope it, right? And you should be more like her. Look at her. She's doing amazing, juggling so many things beautifully. And why can't you do it? And even I also know for sure some of the partners or other people also might make you feel that way, where oh, look at other parents, they can do it, why can't you? All these weak voice would definitely drain your energy before your day even begins, right? So there are few exercises that I feel it would really help, such as catching the loop or catching in the act. Whenever you say those, I'm failing, or I'm not good enough, just catch it. Okay, the moment you notice, that is where you are already stepped out of its control. Just being aware. People call it as awareness. The moment that you are aware that you are criticizing yourself, you're not good enough or whatever it is, and that is where you start to step out of its control, right? And then, second thing is, would I speak this way to my child? Just ask. Would you actually? Because I know for sure that, if you are in this room, especially in this room, you wouldn't be doing that. That I know for sure. Because you want your children to be a great communicator, or you want them to pursue a good image, portray a good image for themselves about them, right? And is it even fair if we are doing the same for us, right? Would I speak this way to my child? And I believe 99% of the time the answer is no. That's second. And third, just reframe it. Say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm doing the best I can. And especially if you are someone who don't have external supports like family, things like that, then say, I'm doing the best I can with the best resources that I have. I know where I used to compare myself with others who have got those luxurious family support, probably who've been in this country for a very long time. Of course, it makes sense that the parents would be with them. But I don't have the luxury because I choose to leave my country and I've come here. My parents didn't do anything wrong, right? So I have to really accept that and tell myself, yes, with the resource, with the support that I have, I'm just doing my best. This is the best I can do, right? And every reframe is going to help you plant a new neural path. Okay. And then fourth one is, sometimes I just like to close my eyes, just keep one hand in my heart, one in my belly. Since, I got pregnant, I like to keep my hand in my belly. And now that with gut instincts, third eye and everything, I'm like, okay, let me still keep it in my belly and let me connect with my gut instincts, intuition, right? And I would just quietly, softly tell myself, I'm proud of you. I'm I know you're trying your best, and either you like to do it this way, feel free to. If not, look at yourself in the mirror while you're brushing your teeth and just say that, I'm doing the best I can to be even more confident. I'm learning, I'm failing, but still I'm in the game to get better, improve. Not just improving myself, but I know I'm giving a better life for my children, right? These are you know, things like this would really help you, and I want you to be consistent with it. Even if you mess up one day, it's okay. Just pull up your sleeve. It's okay. I did a bad job yesterday. Acknowledge it. It's fine. Let me roll up my sleeves and let me try it up again. Right? Just say whatever truly, truly resonates with you. I know there are a lot of affirmations, things like that out there. But what does it really resonate for you? With the situation you are in, with whatever that you are going through, what really you wanted to hear, right? Maybe, beautiful, I'm enough, you know, anything that truly resonates with you, just go for it. Okay. And especially in the morning time, the night time, just keep repeating as much as you can, just reminding yourself. It's just a reminder, right? That's what I would suggest, Tribly.
Yeah. So you're saying catching yourself in the loop,
Hmm.
reminding yourself that if I won't speak to my child like that, why should I speak like that to myself? Right. So
Yeah,
what you're saying is, you're basically talking to your inner child in a rude manner, but you would not talk to your actual child outside.
yeah.
And that brings me to the point, because in our previous conversation, you have mentioned, work that we have to do on our inner child. So, and it's important that we heal our inner child. Do you want to speak about that, and how can people go about healing their inner child to become a better parent to our own children?
Sure, Tribly. So, since with the time we have got, I thought I'll just do a quick guided process as well. So, if not a lengthier one, just a 3 minutes one or so, which we'll do it together. Because here is something that really surprised me in my own journey. That voice that tells us you're not good enough, it often didn't start with us. If you really, really think deep about it, it's actually an echo. For example, I know, since my childhood, especially, I can vividly remember all those, I can still get the glimpse where, people, my sister, she would be there in the bike, sitting on the bike, waiting for me, pressing that honk, 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 and then, calling my name, come down, come down. These incidents, and people always call me, you're always late, you are such a procrastinator, why can't you come early? I remember I was being criticized a lot. And you'd be amazed how I was able to recollect this memory only the last 6 months. Though I've been on this personal development journey for about 4 years, I never got a glimpse about this. But it is something that has been unhealed from my past, which I was able to recollect the last 6 months. And then, because of this, I started believing that I am one. Oh, I'm always a procrastinator. I always do things the last moment. And then when I really sit back and just reflect on it, it's just the priority. I prioritize something more, different than something else. And that is what it is. But the reason I'm sharing is this because I know for sure that there could be a lot of baggages, all the waste nasties that we would be carrying on our shoulder for a very long time. And I feel when you remove it, you could actually run for a little longer miles or the kilometer so happily, freely, you know. So maybe you were told, don't talk too much. Or
Or
maybe
you
you
talk too
thought,
much?
yeah, don't talk too much. Or you talk too much, right? Or you saw your own mother dim her own light to avoid the judgment. Or grew
Mm,
up thinking, love had to be earned by performance. Sometimes not even speaking. That's how I earn,
mhm,
right? That voice still lives inside us. And sometimes we unknowingly pass it on to our generations, right? But I believe we are all here, we are trying to improve, get better, and we want to get rid of those critics that has been held, holding us back, right? Let's do
mhm.
something now where it's a guided process. Let's take a moment together, right? Gently close your eyes. You're all safe here. Just gently close your eyes and just picture yourself at around 6 years old. That little girl was full of, curiosity, wonder. Imagine yourself wearing that pretty dress that you always wanted to, pretty hairstyle, that swag look of us. Let's just bring that image. If you can't think of your 6 year old, anything that was the very youngest that you could think of, just think about that age. What does she look like? That little girl was full of curiosity and wonder. What does she look like? What is she feeling right now? What did she always need to hear, but maybe never did? What was that? What was that she never did, never heard? Now whisper to her silently, you are safe. You are seen. You're doing beautifully well. Just tell her. Let's reconnect with her and just tell her. If there's anything more that you want to add, go for it. What else do you want to tell her? This is the second chance that has been given to you, where you, even if nobody was there to tell her by then that she has been longing for, what would you tell her? And take a slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine that warmth rippling through your body, from your heart to every cell, every memory. It's just rippling through your entire body. Let that love fill her and let it fill you too. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, gently open your eyes with a big, beautiful smile on your face. Oh, thank you so much, Somali.
Oh my God, that is so beautiful. That was amazing.
Thank you so much. Like, what did you tell yourself? I would love
Can
to
I
know
go?
it. Yes,
I'll
please.
go first this this time because um, it also helps for people to voice their thoughts after I've gone first. I've noticed that I said I love you to myself, and because you would know that Priya, culturally, at least in my family, there was no display of affection. So I actually have no memory, even in today's day and age. My parents don't say the three words, the magical words I love you. They have expressed it in different ways and they do it, and we know they love us. But just getting to hear those words does something to your hormones and or the feeling, the fuzzy feeling inside. So I said that to myself, to my
Oh,
6-year-old
wow.
self.
Oh,
All
wow.
right, let's add other
I
people.
believe 6-year-old Tribly is now feeling so much loved.
True that.
Nice. And who would like to share in the chat box? I would love to hear. We all would love to hear. Or
Yes,
even if you want to unmute yourself, feel free to go ahead. If you feel lazy to type, that's okay too. Okay, we'll give some time for people to type in.
sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. All good.
So, Priya, that is amazing, and I hope people felt that, and let's give them some time to just feel it um, for some time. Now, you spoke about this healing our inner child, and how do we now or then or consistently practice this thing, and then how do we go about building that confident mom identity? And as you rightly said, that our children already believe we are that. So how do we go about building that confident mom identity?
Absolutely, Tribly. Because confidence isn't what you do, it's who you become. That means true confidence doesn't come from actions alone. Like speaking louder, we all want to, dress up in a way that we feel confident. We want to feel bold, things like that, right? Dressing sharper, taking a course so we are empowering ourselves. Those things can definitely help, but they are surface level. right? The real confidence is an internal identity. It's when you start seeing yourself so differently, even when others don't see you that way. But the moment you start seeing yourself differently, that's the magic. It's not about acting confident. It's about being someone who feels so grounded, who feels so worthy, who feels so self-assured. And you could also call it a self-belief. No matter what, whatever is happening outside, I know for sure that I am going to raise confident children. For example, I know for sure that, I am the best. I can get my way through, somehow seek help, or, get my things done. That is what a confident feel would look like. Confident identity would look like. Because I feel, Triply, um, the self-worth, right? When you believe that you are worthy to have an amazing life. The fact that right now, this moment, you could be anywhere. I see a lot of people who's just outside, who doesn't even have shelter. They are just sleeping on the road with the blankets that was being given by someone, without food. And I also see so many people struggling in the war, things like that, that's happening all over, right? But God has been too kind that He did not keep us there. If you believe in God or the universe, Jesus, whatever you believe in, just go for it. Yeah. And I believe in God, so I'm just going to hold to it. And I also believe in the nature, the universe, the fact that they are making me alive, right? So let me stick to it. And accordingly, whatever suits you, go for it. No judgments here. And the fact that He's made me alive and things like that, there is a reason, right? That He believes in me, he or she, they believe in me something. I know I'm capable of that. That is why I've been put on this earth, in this earth, to do something that I can, that I love to, probably helping people, right? Similarly, each and every one of us, we all know we love something, we love to do something, right? Whatever that is, I wanted to feel that the worthiness. I am the more deserved one. Having that self belief, I know for sure that no matter whatever I go through now, it is only a phase. It is going to get better. It is on its way. Helps are coming on my way. The resources are coming on my way to help me get through this. And for you to operate from that, you should be awakened enough to even see the possibility. Because a lot of time, the fact that you have joined in this masterclass or the webinar, again, it's awakening. Maybe some resource for you to awaken yourself, right? That's how God will show us help. It could be through people, through connections, situations, maybe losing a friendship, you losing that relationship. That is also a way of God or the universe helping you, right? It's when you know that fundamentally, when you feel you're worthy enough, when you know you deserve it, the confidence will automatically come in, because that's the foundational one. Self confidence, they could shake here and there, because let's say this presentation, if I'm not prepared enough, I am not going to feel confident at all. My self doubting will come into picture. And of course, that is good. That self doubt is good. Otherwise, I cannot come deliver anything properly. I would be just rambling and everyone would be disappointed. So, self doubting, all those emotions, fear, self doubt, whatever it is, take the goodness from them, right? And just work on it. Take it as a constructive feedback and work on yourself, right? So, to raise a confident children, you must first become the woman who feels safe, who feels so safe with you. Sometimes people cannot sit with themselves, they can't even sit with themselves, with their thoughts, things like that. So become the woman who feels safe, seen. You're also providing that safe environment to others where you feel seen, you feel strong in your own skin that you've got, being the thick skin, whatever, right? Let's make that tangible. And I've got this 3C ripple formula, three pillars that can help people to, build confident, especially a mom to be a confident identity, right? So that is first clarity. Who am I? When I feel most alive, who am I? Because clarity isn't about knowing what to do next. It's about remembering who you already are. Beyond the job title, beyond the roles that you do, beyond the noise that's just, pulling you down, clouding your vision, clouding your image. Who are you when you feel most of you, right? Ask yourself. Maybe journal yourself the thoughts, or if you have a good friend that you can have a, talk to, just go for it. But I would recommend a quiet place where you're just writing down your thoughts. That's the magic, right? Maybe it's when you're dancing, maybe when you're creating, teaching, just laughing, just freely with your own child, whatever it is, the version of you, the one that feels light, certain, alive. That's your power presence, right? That's one. And the second one is the courage. Like, what fear will I release this week? Because we all have a lot of fear, from being a parent to, to the work that we do. We all have a lot of fear. So, courage isn't the absence of fear at all, right? You often, no matter what, where, whichever level you go to, we are always going to have that fear. We all look up to different successful peoples. For me, one of the people that I look up to is the Michelle Obama or Oprah Winfrey, because from what they had to go through and all of those, of course, I feel they still have fear here and there, right? And how we get through that situation. That is what is really important. Maybe it's saying no without guilt. Maybe finally asking for help instead of you going through all of it by yourself. Or even speaking up in that meeting that you have been avoiding completely, right? Just one small act of courage can completely change your entire energy. And it definitely tells your nervous system that I can trust myself, truly, right? Try it this week and please let us know as well. And the third one is the consistency. What one practice will I repeat daily so you can feel confident, right? Everyone can awaken their confident identity by doing different things that suits different people. It's very subjective. So confidence isn't built in big leaps alone, right? It is shaped by the gentle repetition. Always success is so boring. It comes from the boring repetition of the boring things. I'm not sure if, I don't think I put it right. So, success comes from repeating all the boring things. It could be a system, a boring system, you following a boring system, right? That's how you become successful. It's the three, maybe it could be the gratitude practice that you want to do. Or maybe you want to write something, journal your thoughts before you go to bed. Maybe you just want to understand what went well in that particular day. How can you improve? What didn't go well? How can you improve? How can you still improve on that? Right? You sitting with yourself, journaling your thoughts, doing the mirror practice, right? Or even that quiet walk because you deserve it, after the dinner. Just taking that time for yourself, just to recharge yourself, right? Whatever it is, just go for it. Remember, ripple isn't made by us one splash, right? Not that huge splash. It's made by a very small wave that follows, right? So, would you like to anchor this together where we can just take a deep breath and you can softly repeat with me? Maybe we can just do an affirmation thing. Is that okay?
Oh,
Yeah? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, whatever words feel so natural to you, just close your eye and just repeat yourself. It could be, I am calm. I'm a wonderful parent. I'm a wonderful mom. I'm doing the best I can. I am more than enough. I'm enough. I'm more than enough. I'm enough. I'm more than enough. I I'm more than capable. I'm brilliant at it. I am doing the best I can, right? Whenever you feel so low, just understand what is the emotion that's really underneath. Talk to it. Understand what is the wisdom that it's trying to tell you or teach you. Just get the wisdom and then, slowly and gently reframe it to, I'm doing the best. Sometimes, if you're not at all confident, if you automatically say that I'm confident, though you're self doubting yourself, that is not going to help you. Instead, try, yes, I'm not confident yet. I'm doing the best I can to see how I can be even more confident. I'm learning this, I'm doing this, whatever it is. So the brain will also understand that, oh, okay, this is real, this is true. I can really understand that. I can also believe it, right? You believing it is what very important. So you have to convince your or make sure you are conveying in a way that you are able to believe it by yourself, not something that you cannot believe it at all, right? So whenever, every time that you choose calm over chaos, courage over guilt, and consistency over the comparisons that we have, right, you expand your child's definition of what's possible too, because you teach them what confidence is. It isn't the perfection, it is only the presence. You just kicking started, you just taking those small actions, no matter what. That's how you build confidence as well, right? We just don't wait for the perfect moment, but still, even if it's imperfect, we just give it a try. We learn, we tweak it, and of course, it is going to be more perfect. Trust me, if you do a certain things for, let's say, 50 times or so, it is going to be more perfect. And always there is a room for improvising. Always, it's never going to stop, right? So I hope that helps.
Yes, Priya, thank you so much for that. I'm conscious of time, but
Yeah.
I want to spend the next few minutes trying to understand your executive influence program, which you are running. Is it on right now? Can you tell us more about it? Because I have very little information, and then how you help people go through the same journey from overwhelm to transformation, and then how they can create that ripple effect in their life.
Sure, Tribly. So I have got a 5-day executive influence challenge that has been happening. So I think starting yesterday it was happening. The batch one is going on, but the batch two is happening the next week as well. And one more batch is happening tomorrow, where you will discover your clarity. You will rebuild your confidence, and you will also rise into your leadership power, without burning out or even losing your family harmony. So it's like, imagine you're leading at work with the same confidence that you bring at home, right? You're speaking up in meetings, you're commanding respect, and you're showing your children what's possible when a woman leads unapologetically, right? Because when a confident mom leads or learns to lead like a Fortune 500 CEO, she doesn't just change her own story. She changes her child's idea of what's actually possible, right? So, in this challenge, you will learn how to build your confidence, your communication, and the leadership presence. Maybe I'll just share the image of it in the chat box. Do I have access?
Yes.
From my computer. Okay. No, unfortunately, I don't have that access, I think. But okay. What I'll do is I'll just share the link for it. For people who are interested, you can express your interest here, fill this form. It is only a minimal deposit of just $20 AUD, where I am going to review the application, and only for the qualified people the challenge is going to kickstart, because for me the commitment is really important. Of course, I'm going to go all in, hand holding them 5 days. All I need is just 15 to 30 minutes maximum, and we are going to build their executive brief. Or I actually wish I can share the picture, but that's fine. So what is going to happen is that in the day one, they are going to work on the leadership spotlight, identifying their visibility gaps. And on the day two, it's on working on their executive brief, so they are able to communicate with impact. And day three, it's working on their calm authority, where how do they handle the tough conversations so they can, take the decisions so confidently, right? And day four is working on their executive pitch, where they will create a video and introduce themselves as a leader. And day five is all about the visibility network, where they build key decision maker connections. So it's a wonderful one which people have been really loving it so far, and I'm super excited to conduct many more batches. And yeah, so if you are ready to keep your ripple growing, not just at home but in your career, and to build pass on your legacy, then I would love to see you inside the 5x Executive Influence Challenge, where in this challenge, you will learn how to rebuild your confidence, your communication power, your leadership presence, so you can design a career that totally feels so aligned with your family, your values, and your visions. And know that you don't have to start over. You just need to lead, speak, and connect like the Fortune 500 version of you. That's it. That is all we need. And I have shared the link with you all. So please fill the form. And it's going to be a 5 days where I'm just going to work with you one on one, holding your hands, and we're going to create real momentum happening. And the reason this is very important is because you are the CEO of the most powerful organization, right? That you'll ever lead. That is your family. Your home is your first boardroom. Your boundary you set is a policy of respect, right? And every loving word that you speak is a culture of comparison. Sorry, a culture of compassion. My apology. So every loving word that you speak is a culture of compassion, right? And every courageous action that you take becomes your child leadership training as well. It all starts with you. So what we're going to do, though it's for corporate, the workspace, but it's also applied in your personal and professional life, seeing how we can maximize your potential, maximize your energy, right? So that's what is going to happen. um yeah, thanks Tribly for giving me this opportunity to explain about my 5 days challenge as well.
Thank you. We will send more information on that in a separate email to everyone. So, you can of course share the picture as well as the link, and we will share that, even if people can't join for tomorrow's session, you said there's another session, and I'm pretty sure they will benefit immensely from your guidance, especially if you're going to be hand-holding people. That's phenomenal. Like having you as a coach is going to be amazing. Like even Olympic gold medalists have coach, and I'm a very high advocate of having a coach in your life for every aspect of your life, whether it is being a parent, a professional, and um, in your physical activities that you do, you should always time to time seek help of a coach, and then go back, process your information, then see if you want more coaching around it. But at all
Oh,
point of
one thing.
time,
Yes, Tribly. One thing is coaching, and the second thing is, I would say, the community. The people who can really understand the language. Let's say, I know I've been into programs just to work on my personal development, and there are different programs just to work on my profession. And when I connect with those people who is exactly looking to where I'm heading to, it makes me feel more comfortable for me to share. When I've started this journey, having the right people, sometimes we don't have friends to actually talk about, or even the family members, they don't understand, right? But when we have the right kind of community, that's the magic, where you don't feel like you're just alone in this journey. Why this? You won't feel that. You know that, okay, I'm always supported. I'm always, have this group of people, the right mentor or the coach to help you, handhold you. So that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's a village in itself. In Montessori,
Oh, wow.
it's a traditional thing they say that it takes a village to raise a child, and in today's modern parenting, that village is missing. But when you subscribe to the concept of Montessori, the moment you meet a Montessori parent, it hits like home. You're like, oh my God, you're you're a Montessori parent, and I'm a Montessorian too. And yeah, so you just know the language. So I completely understand when you say the camaraderie and the feeling of home with community. We are humans after all. So thank you. Thank you so much, Priya. We have 10 more minutes left. If there are any questions that people have, then I would encourage them to either ask directly or put it in the chat. I do have like a takeaway question, Priya, for you. Like, as what are you said catching in the loop, and would you speak to my child, and then how you and gain your own power through clarity, courage, and consistency. Like, what is the one thing a mother should stop doing? Like, because we've spoken about start doing, what is the one thing in your experience of working with so many people where you think that if this is one thing you can stop, rather than worrying about these things that you should start because it falls under the gamut of you should do this, you should do that, which can also be like,
Yeah.
you should do positive thinking. But if you can't do all of that from tomorrow, what is the one thing they can do to stop?
What they should be stopping, right? I would
Yes,
say it's a comparison. Stopping comparison. I know for many people, many clients of mine, though not just mom, they are working, even just a mom, or and when I say just a mom, not anyway,
got it.
dimming
Yeah,
their
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
but
yeah.
even moms who are only taking care of the children, or doing other chores such as the work, working in organization, being in that managerial role or leadership role, everyone I see, they've been comparing themselves with others. Either comparing the children they have with the children they have, their friends have got, or maybe how they parent, how sometimes, even with the Montessori style, it's different. Baby led weaning style, it's different, right? Every time they say, oh my God, am I being such a bad parent, terrible parent? Like, what will I look in front of them? What will they think of me? And I remember there's something that really happened where people are so uh, I don't know what word you put. They are so conscious of how others perceive them as. There was this mom where I had a conversation. We went for dinner, that dinner for I think 2 months back or so. And she was just having a conversation. You know what? I would do X with my something with my child, which I don't want to mention. And I feel so bad about it to let another person, another friend of us to know. And I'm like, when you are a friend, what is really shameful for you to tell it to your own friend, which you claim you both are best friends, things like that. And what really happening is that they don't want to see the weaker side of them. And I feel if you feel that is not really resonating with the person who you really want to be, either change it or just accept the fact that that's who you are, right? Why do you wear a lot of mask and show to the world different side? Because I feel over the time that is going to be so hard for you to wear multiple masks. And you know what? Exactly that's what the children will also be picking up from us. You know, not being authentic. So, one thing that I would love for them to stop is you comparing yourself with others, honing on your values, what you really value. But for that, I feel they need to have a lot of clarity on who they see themselves as. There is an activity that I would do for my one-on-one clients. That is, I would do a future belonging where I would take them to the age of 80, and we would do a brilliant vision mapping for them. Even if not that, my recommendation would be just ask yourself who you really want to be, let's say 10 years from now. what do you value, what are your desires, how do you want your relationship to look like, the relationship with your children, how do you envision your family to look like, every single thing. Just understand, have a vision. From there, you reverse engineer what sort of a values do you want to have, reverse engineer everything, so that you understand who you really want to be. And it will really help you when you're making tougher decisions. When you really want to make a decision but it doesn't align with your values and it's conflicting, when you're really clear on these things, which is foundational, will help you make better decisions. Did that really answer your question,
Yeah,
Tribly?
I think that that is spot on. We compare ourselves with ourselves, that inner critic of ours keeps
Mm,
telling you're not good enough. And
yeah.
then we constantly compare, even though our friends or people who meet us in their conversation, they may not necessarily have that intent to evoke that feeling of comparison in us, but it happens naturally. So if you're able to catch the loop and then stop it, and I think that that is quite profound. All right, we do have
Thank
some
you.
questions coming in.
Yeah. Thank you so
We
much
have,
for typing the questions here, Taylor, Priya, and Diat. Um, the first question, I love being there for my child, but at the same time, I have strong career goals. I often feel guilty when I focus on one over the other. How can I create a balance and be fully present for my child while still honoring my professional ambition, minus that guilt? Okay. Um, Sure. So I really believe in maximizing or the harmonious concept, Taylor, because every single day, you may not like my answer or you may like my answer, but it's up to you. Okay. Let me share my how I view it as. Let me take it like every single day, I can't spend the same exact quality time with my child because some days my work is my priority. And those days, because that is what is giving me food. If not, nobody is going to give me food, right? For me, my work is also important. And of course, my health is important, family is all important. And sometimes the career is also important, which I really have to understand and acknowledge that, right? But on those days when my work is my priority, I will tell myself, you know what, today and tomorrow, I know for a fact that I'm not going to be able to spend quality time, this much time with my children. But you know what I am going to do? At least let me aim for 5 to 10 minutes, just a pure quality 10 minutes. And you have to be okay with it too. And this all comes with the practice, with you doing the work. Today, when I say this, it's because I've done 4 years of work, which is 4 into 365 days, right? And earlier, I wouldn't be this version. So when we are comparing ourselves, we compare us, the version we were yesterday, right? And that's how we always evolve. Just only compare you. How are you? Are you better than who you are yesterday? And that's how we have to compare, because there's like exams, there should always be some referencing point, and that's how you have to compare yourself. And for this, just feeling guilty alone is not really going to help, Taylor. It's not just for Taylor. Anyone who has this question in your mind, know that guilty is a useless emotion. Just you feeling guilty is a useless emotion unless and until you take value or the wisdom from that. Let's say you feel guilty because you're not spending quality time with your child. That's the learning. Okay, what can I do today? You come up with an action. Okay, the action is that I am going to block, let's say 6 to 6:15 or 6:30 p.m. for spending time with my child. Or you could only have time in your morning. That's okay too. Maybe your child wakes up early and you can get some 15 minutes time in the in the morning time. Be okay with it. Sometimes we feel like we want to spend entire day, but sometimes that's not really possible because we have got other priorities, right? Does that answer your question, Taylor? Okay, please let me know in the comment. And yeah, so it's not like the pizza where always it's going to be a balance of this much work, this much house chores. Sometimes everything gets its own priority, its own requirement, right? So see if that helps you, Taylor. And next, I really want my child to grow up confident and resilient, but sometimes I'm not sure how to show that through my actions, my own actions. How can I consciously model resilience and self belief for my child in simple, everyday moments? Okay, that's a question that really took me, I would say, 90 days or 120 days for me to really get practical on it, because I feel it's a big question for me to give the practical thing. But what I would love to say is that kids definitely pick your resilience. Kids definitely pick the confidence you hold, Priya. So, how can I consciously model resilience? If you have any incident or anything that you want to share, feel free to, uh, y- you know, ask me in this Q&A if you're comfortable, so that I can exactly help you with that particular situation or something. Priya, are you here? Okay. See, because resilience, yeah, I think I would need some more detail to answer this question, Priya. So I'll just wait for you to please come back. And Diyat, sometimes I can't tell if I'm giving too much to work or stretching myself too thin at home until I'm completely exhausted. What are some early signs that my work-life balance is slipping out of alignment, and how can I correct it gracefully before it leads to burnout? And I would go with the same answer that given to Taylor, but know that, okay, if 2 days, if you are unable to spend time with your child, make sure on the third, fourth days, especially on the third day, whatever that got missed out, that becomes your priority. Let's say if your family time was not taken care of in the third or the fourth day, make sure, sorry, in the first or second day, make sure you give your 100% priority to that. Make sure you block your time in such a way this is somehow taken care. Let's say, for example, I believe last week, yeah, I think it was last week that I was not able to prioritize my health. In that particular situation, I made sure, okay, this week I'm not prioritizing my health. But you know what? Next week, this days, for sure, I'm going to prioritize that. And I have blocked my calendar, planned my day accordingly. Even if I can't go on a morning time, how can I make sure I get it done in the evening? Just be fluid like a water. Don't be so rigid that, it has to only happen in this time. If not, I cannot do it. Don't have that fixed mindset. Be adaptable. Flow like a water. It's okay. Even if I can't get that morning 30 minutes, how can I somehow make it happen? If you can't go to gym, that's okay. Stay at home, probably include your children as well and start working out, you know, and that's how you understand if you're really maximizing your potential in every single areas of your life. And with your work, I want you to check with the timings, like how long are you really focusing on your work, and even with your work, is it the productive work that is taking up time? And yeah, my suggestion would be for you to please join in this challenge, since your focus is more towards understanding if is it too much work, because that's where my program is also about, are you being a hard worker where you're not getting recognized, or are you doing too much, things like that we would focus on in that, that's a gateway. That challenge is the gateway. So if you're interested, feel free to fill in the form, and we can have a conversation, like a one-on-one conversation. So what is going to happen is that I am going to have a orientation call to help to understand much better about what challenges are you actually going through, what is your vision, like what is sort of blocking you, and how can we get there, what is going to help you, so that would be my suggestion. Like if you wanted any more further support, I can point you towards that. And nothing in particular, actually, just wanted to have an understanding, Priya says. Okay. um so, how can I consciously model resilience and self belief for my child in simple everyday moments? Consciously model resilience. So you model,
Priya,
yeah.
sorry, I know since you were thinking, and I was like, maybe, if you refer to Priya, your advice where you said, you catch yourself in the loop because
Mm.
you're, yeah, because these are instances which happen, and then in the hindsight, you think, oh, I should have done this differently. But now, since you're asking this question, like
Yeah,
since Priya is asking this question, would you say that she start catching herself in the loop based on what you said initially?
maybe. Um, I can only assume because emotional model resilience, it's a big topic, right? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I just wanted to get a bit more understanding on which specific moment is she talking about. Yeah.
But it
And
might be hard for her to recollect, I think, because it's such a complex thing, and it's a word which has so much power.
hmm,
Um, yeah. Maybe we can get back to her, Priya, after you
yeah,
have thought about it. And I'm
yeah,
conscious we are already past time, so if anybody wants to drop off, feel free to do. We have
yeah.
two more questions.
Two
Priya, are
more
you
questions.
okay to
Sassy.
answer those questions, and then we'll end the session? Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
we
I'm
can get
happy
to it
to.
quickly.
Yeah, I'm happy to, if you're okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, nice. So, Sassy, so I have never been great at expressing my emotions, and since becoming a mom, I sometimes feel like I have to hold everything together all the time. But deep down, I worry that hiding my feelings might not be helping my child. Of course, dear. How can I understand and embrace vulnerability so that it actually teaches my child emotional strength and confidence, even when I'm struggling myself? That's a
That,
beautiful question,
yeah,
Sassy.
yeah,
That's a
totally.
beautiful
Yeah.
question.
It
Oh,
happens all the
Sassy here?
time.
Oh no, Sassy just dropped off, I think. Uh,
Yeah, because we are past time. But don't worry, this I will share the recording of this
okay.
session, and we
Okay.
will mention this that her question was answered.
Okay, please do. That would be nice, uh, Priya. Okay. So sorry, I get it. I think I confused your name with Priya. I'm so sorry.
No,
Okay.
it is Priya. It is
No, no,
Priya.
tribly. Like I
Ah,
wanted
okay,
to
okay.
say, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, okay. So how can I understand and embrace vulnerability? So, what I would be doing is, Sassy, when I have moments which I am not really happy about, and I don't even want to talk to people about, or even I'm not even in a stage to, or should I even talk? What I would be doing is I would just tell my kids that, you know what, Amma is, mommy is not doing okay now. I feel so upset, because something happened at work and this happened. I need some time to process that emotion, even if it's something between me and my partner. I would openly tell them, you know what, something happened between me and Appa, like the father, and we are not actually. I'm not okay with how what had happened, and I feel more emotional now. And I think I need about 5 to 10 minutes of time. Is it okay if I come back to you after 10 minutes? Because right now I'm not in my best self, and I don't want to uh, be fully present in the conversation. When I say something like this, I'm I'm being vulnerable, where she understands. Okay, Mummy wants some time so she can, take some time to just work on her emotions. And I tell the same to her. I always treat her like an adult. Like, it's okay, Advi, you just have emotions, like how Amma always does, right? So it's okay. You take your time, regulate your emotions, and then you come back. But when you're screaming and things, I can't really, be a victim. I would just say all this, you can't really treat me like way. That is not being nice, you know. Just soften your emotion, regulate your emotions, and then you can come back to me. It's okay, even if it takes 10 minutes, that's okay. Amma is right here. You can always come back to me. Amma is right here. Amma loves you so much. Just know that it's just an emotion that's coming up. So take your time to regulate it and come back. So, what is happening is that it's a two-way. You're not just acknowledging their emotions, but you are also acknowledging that you have got your emotions. And that's how the more they see it, they understand, you know. So I hope that helps you, Sassy. Next, Yogita. Is Yogita here? Okay, yes, she is. Since becoming a mom, my idea of success feels blurry. The things that used to motivate me don't seem to matter as much anymore, but I'm not sure what success should even look like or feel like now. How can I start to redefine success in a way that makes sense for this new version of me, both as a mother and as a person? Okay. Um, then I would ask, what really got in the way, Yogita? Like, what really got in the way that you're not able to think about the vision or to feel motivated? Because for you to get there, something could have really happened, could be what you're currently going through. You know, I would really love to coach you on this if you are available. If you're happy to unmute yourself and speak about it, I would be more than happy to coach you right here just to understand better on that. As because if you're not able to identify vision or to see what really motivates you, to what makes you feel successful, two things: either you're not clear about that vision or something that got in the way, which is only limiting you and it is not letting you see the possibility of what could be happening. Or maybe currently you're only facing the challenges that is not helping you to see how I can actually get there. Right? Again, this
हाँ
is
navigate.
yes, Yogita.
Yes, yeah. So the challenge that I'm basically facing is that uh, daily the requirements, the priorities are changing. So,
Okay.
like, let's say someday the family, somebody gets unwell, or someday the child is unwell, someday my office's priority comes up. So I'm not able to frame my mind or have a vision for myself.
So what I'm hearing is that since you have different priorities which keeps changing every day because of unwell child, because of family priorities, work priorities, you
Yeah.
are unable to understand what really makes you successful. I mean, what is
Yeah,
your
like what I really want for myself. Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay. So what you want for your life? Like what do you think you want, Yogita? Like if I'm just asking you right now, where do you see yourself? Let's say 12 months from now. Just forget about the reality, what's happening. Where do you actually see yourself 12 months now from now? Just ask yourself this question. Where do I really see myself? Let's say everything is just going to work out exactly the way it is supposed to, exactly the way that I wanted it to work. Where exactly do I want to get to the next 12 months? Start with that. I would start with that. If I'm someone who is completely blocked by all these things, that is not letting me to, then I would start from that. I would understand that. And from there, what I would be doing is that, okay, for me to get there, what is really stopping me? I would understand all of those blockages and find a way how I can work through those blockages so I can actually live that vision. Okay, so forget about the reality, forget about whatever that's happening right now. And let's say there is this magic wand which you can just do like this and you're able to live that life. What would that look like? It could be your health, it could be your career, it could be your person who you are. Just ask yourself, who is the version, what is the version that you want to be? And start reverse engineering from there. And if you want more help on this, feel free to send me a message probably in my link through my LinkedIn, or even feel free to fill that form. I would be more than happy to help you out further. If you feel more than a call like this in a public area, if you feel you want to have a conversation one-on-one, I'm more than happy to do that, Yogita. Okay. I
Thank you.
hope it helps. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Priya, for going over time and then being okay with it. And thank you for all our participants, and they're really profound questions, and they're very vulnerable questions. And I myself am amazed at how people have been willing to voice their concern and ask for help. So I would highly encourage everyone to express their interest for your executive influence challenge. And thank you, Priya, once again for this webinar, for taking the time out on this you know like late evening timing of Australia. So
It's
I'm really
actually
grateful
become
for
night
you.
now.
It
It's
is, it
nighttime
is,
officially.
yeah. It's 15 minutes to 10. So I know you have little kids and you have to get back to them. So thank you. For those of you who would like to continue exploring Priya's work, like I said, we'll share the details of her profile and her 5 times executive influence program and
It's a
how you
five
can
days
connect with
challenge.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just a
5 days
5 days challenge.
executive
Yeah.
influence. Okay. And if you're looking to deepen your own parenting journey, our Montessori inspired courses can help you help you nurture your child with confidence and independence. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. And I hope you carry this ripple of confidence forward into your week. Bye for now.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Tribly, for this wonderful opportunity. Let me just take a quick video, if that's possible. Oh, that's nice. Awesome.
Good. All right. I'm ending the meeting now.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Bye.